I came to the rally because I really feel sad about the condition of our country. And I feel that Trump is the only person and the candidates that we have that can bring America back to what it should be. I think Kamala Harris is the poster child for everything that can go wrong with DEI. I want my country back. I want a country that is dominated by just laws that are equally applied to everyone, and where you're able to advance by hard work and merit. And we need a safe and secure country. The hypocrisy of the left is horrible. I mean, they're always talking about they care about women and minorities, and the policies that they have are so hurtful. It makes me sick to my stomach to think that there are 325,000 children missing, and our government, our taxpayer dollars have created that situation. How can you say you care about women and you know what is happening to women as they cross the border and all of the sex trafficking and everything? We really need to get back to basics in this country. It really is the greatest experiment in human governance that's ever existed. And we just need to recognize that, and everybody work hard to bring it back to a constitutional republic. And that's why I'm here. And also, I really think I'm very appreciative of President Trump, because no matter how strong you are, to think about, 2 assassination attempts, everything that's happened to his children, his businesses, it's just, he has no other reason to do this but for love of country. And I'm sure he, like I, is thinking of his children and grandchildren and what would happen if somebody doesn't step in to save the country. So sad I didn't get in, but at least I tried.
Are you from New York? Or
yes, of course. Yeah, I was at his Bronx rally, and I think he was
this past summer. You're talking about?
Yeah. And also he was with the construction workers, and I went to that rally as well. But I'm just hoping and praying that the people of America wake up and not be bullied and harassed by the left, and really just say we've got to take our country back.
Are you seeing a change in New York? Are you from the Bronx?
Yes,
okay.
I am from the Bronx.
Are you seeing any change in opinion during this election as opposed to the previous elections?
Definitely, because in New York, it's so interesting that I find the left tyrannical. Like, if you don't go along with their point of view, they really will try to harm you, cancel you. That's how they operate. And I think in years past, like, to tell you the truth, I've been very worried about the direction of the country. Ever since Obama came in and he said he wanted the fundamental transformation of America, I wondered what that meant, and so I started doing my own research and following. But no one would have even understood what I was talking about at that time. People can't tell us. I think people in the past would look at me as if I had 3 heads when I would talk to them about my concerns. Now, no one does that. And, I don't think you really have to be as afraid now if you display support for Trump. People kind of get it and they understand, even if they are not Trump supporters. So that has changed.
So are you kind of saying that you think that local politics in New York have influenced how people view Trump? Like that there's a lot of progressive politics in New York City, especially over the past 4 years.
Right.
So are you saying that you think that people's experience with the local politics has made them more
receptive?
Yeah.
I think so. But yes, in the last 4 years, because people are feeling like this has been a downward spiral to me, again, starting with Obama. And I think people were just so enthralled with him that they just looked at the outer. They didn't really look at his associations and what his policies actually meant. But now in New York, and it's weird, it's like there's a whole generation of scholars, media folks, people like that I don't think they are in touch with the history of this country at all. So in local politics, our city council and our state government in Albany is dominated by progressive elites. And I don't think people really understood what that meant. But now that we're seeing the impact of open borders, we're seeing the impact of bail reform, we're seeing that our city council has repeatedly tried to allow non-citizens to vote. You know, all of that. We have now the city of yes, housing opportunity, and where developers are really taking control of our neighborhoods via political influence. So I think even if people don't necessarily understand why what is happening, they do feel it. They feel it. Yeah. So that may be making people more open. But I really am concerned because, you know, it's one thing to be born American, but there are many people that are not culturally American, meaning they don't have any connection to the sacrifices that have been made in the past. They are solely looking at it as like what they can get. But it doesn't, like, I'm a descendant of slaves. So I always think about all that my family went through, and like, wow, I have 6 aunts and uncles that fought in World War II before they even had equal rights. And my dad was a Marine Corps drill sergeant from 1957 to 63. So it's like you feel like you have to stand up for the country because you have to respect your ancestors, and you also have to ensure that your children and grandchildren have the same liberty. But I worry that there are many people that have no real connection, and that troubles me. So
as a final word, when you talk to people around you, people who also live in the Bronx, and they're undecided or they're voting the other way, what do you tell them to try to convince them to vote for Trump?
Well, I think what I say to them is really think about the quality of your life when Trump was in office versus what we're going through now. And I asked them, you know, well, what do you care about? Do you think the way that you're living now is better? And I think most people definitely say no. Now, they might have different ideas about what the solutions are, but I think your average working class person, middle class person in the Bronx, we are really suffering. We are really suffering. And I think many people feel they are not represented at any level. So
it sounds like maybe they have the rally they're showing outside or something.
That's awesome. That would be awesome. It's so sad that everybody could not get in.
Yeah, but they filled the Madison Square Garden. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Well,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking with me.